Hi everyone, my name is Jacques from WeGoTrade. Thank you for your time today. The presentation today is about WeGoTrade. WeGoTrade is a marketplace, we like to do the comparison with Amazon to be sure that people understand what we are doing. So WeGoTrade is a marketplace like Amazon, but dedicated for B2B, and so business to business transaction. And at first, we target the food and beverage industry. That's what you would see on our website. But we already have some customers in different industries. So keep in mind that we can have a solution for you in different industries. It can be industrial, plumbing, construction, and so on. So maybe before I go with the presentation of WeGoTrade, I would like to do a little history for you, just to let you understand where is the WeGoTrade coming from. So I had a previous company I founded in 2000 and sold in 2013. That company was Aligacom. Aligacom was a platform, still a B2B platform, but it was all about EDI outsourcing, so electronic data interchange. So for those of you who use EDI, maybe for example, you receive electronic transaction from your big customer. Maybe you receive EDI purchase order, you send EDI invoices, exchange advance shipping notice, and so on. So that's what we were doing at Aligacom. We were providing an EDI platform, and our strength was the ERP integration. So for example, we had many customers using SAP. We were receiving EDI transaction that we pushed directly into SAP, and we were doing the same thing with invoices, advance shipping notice, and so on. So at that time, we had a big customer. That customer was Imperial Tobacco. So we were managing all the inbound purchase order transactions coming through EDI. And the challenge for Imperial Tobacco was able to receive electronically the purchase order from the small retailers. So what we did for Imperial Tobacco at that time was a web interface with the look and feel of Imperial Tobacco. And we were receiving from Imperial Tobacco purchase order history and sales planning. And on the retailer side, the retailer would log into the website, and they had to enter the inventory level of each product provided by Imperial Tobacco. So based on those information, the inventory level and the order history, we were providing the retailer with other recommendations. So once the retailer was confirming the purchase order, we were sending the purchase order directly into SAP as it would have been sent by EDI. So in few months, we had 21,000 independent retailer using our platform on a daily basis to send purchase order directly to Imperial Tobacco. So we had a great success with that solution. And that was the picture of Aligacom when we sold the company in 2013 to DI Central, a Texas-based company. So what we have in mind with WeGoTrade is the continuation of that project we did with Imperial Tobacco. And we realized at that time that for a retailer, it's very interesting to be able to create an order using web interface, because you can do it whenever you want to. You don't have to make a phone call while you have to serve customers. You can do it very early in the morning or at night. So it's very easier and more convenient for the retailer. But you can imagine that if you are a retailer and you have many vendors, many distributors, many manufacturers who you want to send purchase order to, it can be very difficult to log into many different web interfaces, many different apps on different devices. So we wanted to create a marketplace that would be as easy to use as Amazon on the B2C side. So for example, when you use Amazon on the weekend, you log into Amazon from your phone or tablet or the web, and you can purchase any product coming from any vendor. So that's what at first we wanted to create with WeGoTrade. So a marketplace on the B2B side, so a retailer can use his phone, his tablet, and you can be in the same process. You can be able to order to different vendors at the same time. So he could do it from home. He could do it very early in the morning, and much easier than having to use a website if he's able to use a phone and to scan the product code. So it would be much easier and much more convenient for the retailer to use that kind of unique platform to order to many vendors at the same time. So this is what we wanted to create with WeGoTrade, and in fact, this is what we have created with WeGoTrade. So what you are seeing is WeGoTrade on the retailer side, because there's also a vendor side where used to create product catalog, customers, and so on. So what we will see today is the retailer side of the application. So let's say that I am a manager for a specific grocery, and I want to order to different vendors. So that's what I would use. I would use WeGoTrade. So you are seeing here a web interface of WeGoTrade, but as you can see, this is the format of a mobile phone. So I'm using the web portal. So if I just click here, you can see that this is the web version of WeGoTrade. And here, what I will do, I will do the simulation to simulate a mobile phone. So because most of the time, and that's what we wish the retailer to use the WeGoTrade app, so it can be available on App Store and Google Play, because it's much more convenient for them. They can scan the product code, they can walk through their warehouse or stores during the ordering process. So it's much more convenient to use a B2B ordering platform on a mobile phone or on the tablet. So this is what we see. We see the version of WeGoTrade on a cell phone for the retailer. So at first, you can see here that I have a publicity section, so it can be used by any vendor to push product or to give information to all the retailers on the platform. You have here the promotion section, and you have here, excuse me, I went too fast. You have here the section of, it's too sensitive. So here you have the section of the different vendors. So maybe just before I go further, just a few words on the current situation of WeGoTrade. We did the pilot project with AgroPur. This is very big. It's a $6 billion company. It's for dairy product in Canada. So we launched a project with AgroPur at the beginning of 2017, and their goal is to bring retailer on the platform to order directly to AgroPur. So they have, at this time, they have 42 people on the customer service side taking orders by phone from small retailers. So it's 42 persons doing that job. So it's a lot of people managing thousands of retailers. So the goal of AgroPur with WeGoTrade is to increase the customer service, because instead of having to order by phone, the retailer can now use WeGoTrade at any time from anywhere. And for AgroPro at the same time, they have a lot of benefit to use that platform, because every time they receive a purchase order from WeGoTrade, we push that purchase order directly into their ERP. So the customer list, the product list, the price list, delivery schedule, everything is coming on WeGoTrade directly from the ERP, and we push the purchase order directly into their ERP at the same time. So for AgroPro, they have the same benefit using WeGoTrade, same automation as they would deal with a big customer using ADI. So you have ADI to deal with a big customer, and you have WeGoTrade to deal with all your smaller customers, usually having to deal with a sales rep or with a customer service desk. So maybe a few words about different versions of WeGoTrade. What you are seeing here is the open marketplace. So this is where we do the comparison with Amazon, because it's an open marketplace. You can have many vendors on the platform. You can see here that I have many vendors. I have a promotion coming from different vendors, and I have different retailers on the platform. So you can share your product catalog. You can be discovered by any new customers and so on. So all the benefits are of a open marketplace. The second version of WeGoTrade is the white label version. So using that white label version, you will have the same thing. So WeGoTrade application and website, but labeling to your own company. So it would be, let's say, ABC company. You would, instead of having WeGoTrade app, you would have ABC app. So you would have here the customer that WeGoTrade. You would have ABC that WeGoTrade. So it would be your own website for ordering, and you would have as well your own apps. That means that you would have ABC on App Store and ABC on Google Play. So the customers, your customers, could use your application to order to your company directly. So you would have here only your promotion, only your product catalog. So it would be a platform dedicated only to you. So with the same functionality as the marketplace, but labeled for your own company. And the third version of WeGoTrade is the sales rep application. So you can understand that there's not a big step between a retailer ordering using WeGoTrade and a sales rep ordering using WeGoTrade. So what we do is let's say that here I'm logged as a retailer, so I see only the vendor that I have access to. But if I would be logged as a sales rep, I would have another option here that would allow me to select a specific retailer. So let's say that I would have 100 retailer assigned to me as a sales rep. I could select the retailer, and then I would see the catalog, the price list dedicated for that retailer, and I would be able to create the order with the same functionality that you will see today. So just keep in mind that for the presentation that we will go through together, we will use the open marketplace, but keep in mind that it can be labeled to your own company, it can be your own environment, and it can be used as well by the sales rep. So it could be for your sales rep on the field as well. Okay. So let's say that we go through the vendor section here. Maybe a few words about the catalog sharing on WeGoTrade. So what I mean by that is how you will make your product catalog available to retailers. There is two main ways that can be used to achieve that. So the first one is to make the link between retailers and product catalogs. So this is what you would call price list management. So you are able to create different product catalogs with containing different products and having different price. So you can see, for example, you create within WeGoTrade a product catalog for 30 of your retailer in your neighborhood having a specific price, and maybe another catalog for a restaurant chain in that specific region. So you would be able to do the link between price list and specific retailers. And this is how you will manage price per customer using WeGoTrade. So it's very easy. And all that can be automated using the integration between WeGoTrade and SAP Business One. So here, I have a catalog here, and I see that I have a delivery schedule. So that means that vendor, that vendor, DistroPro, and the data that you see here is fake data. It's for demo purposes. So DistroPro shared a catalog. So DistroPro invited me on that catalog. So WeGoTrade is managing that. So you create the product catalog within SAP Business One. This will be automatically transferred within WeGoTrade. And because it's a new retailer, we will send an email to the specific retailer saying DistroPro is inviting you to order their products on WeGoTrade, and they will have a link to create their user account, and they will be able to create order right away using WeGoTrade. So this is how you will be able to create a price list per customer, and you will also be able to specify for each of these retailers what is the delivery schedule for that retailer, if you have some. The other way to make the catalog available on WeGoTrade is per region. So let's say that you want to create a product catalog and you want to be discovered by other retailers using WeGoTrade. So we have, for example, today we have.
Is that yours, John? It's yours?
Okay.
Let's try just a second here. Hang on, there we go. Okay.
That's good?
Yep,
Okay.
I think so.
So, okay. So, if you want to be discovered by retailers on WeGoTrade, let's say that as we speak, many hundred retailers are using WeGoTrade to order directly, for example, to Agropur. So today we already have a few thousand retailers using the platform. So to order every day on WeGoTrade. So let's say that a restaurant or a grocery is using WeGoTrade to order to another vendor. They would be able to see your company as well. So if you create a product catalog, let's say that product catalog, you make it available on the New York region, every retailer you're logged on WeGoTrade, having a shipping address in that specific region that you define, let's say it's New York region, they would see the catalog you made available for that region, and they would be able to create order and to send it to you directly. So this is how you can be discovered by new retailer on the platform. So here I see that DistroPro is one of my vendor, and my next delivery date is on March 5, and I have a deadline here. I have to order on 4th before noon, if I want to be sure if I want to be sure to have a delivery on that specific date. So if I didn't order before the deadline, I will receive from WeGoTrade a notification 3 hours before the deadline saying that if you want the delivery for that specific delivery date, you have to do the order before the next 3 hours. So this is something that can be automated with WeGoTrade. So let's say that I am a retailer and today I want to create my order for Distro Pro. I just have to click here on Distro Pro, and then I am in the vendor section of Distro Pro. So you remember that I had that promotion section in the WeGoTrade homepage. Now I see still a promotion section, but this is the promotion only for Distro Pro because I am in the Distro Pro product catalog. So you can see that I can scroll down. I see the product. I will just turn off this option and I will explain it to you later. So you can see that it's quite simple. I see the product list. If I want to order, I just have to click on the box, the quantity box, and then I enter the quantity, and the quantity is added to the shopping cart. So before I had previous quantity before I start the presentation. Maybe I did some purchasing this morning when I was doing another presentation. So this is why I have more product on in my shopping cart. So you can see that it's quite easy. I just have to enter the quantity and then it will be added to the shopping cart. So once it's done, I can go in the shopping cart. I can see the summary of the order. So I have a message here saying that I already ordered for that delivery date, but it's only for information, so I can continue. And I have my product here in my shopping cart. So I can delete the product, I can change the quantity, and so on. So it's quite easy. And if I want to send the order, I just have to click here, transmit the order. And then you would receive the order directly into SAP Business One. So it's as simple as that for a retailer to create an order using WeGoTrade. And something very interesting, I told you that we have a lot of retailers using WeGoTrade, and I would say out of 2,000 retailers, maybe only less than 10 retailers called us to know how to use the solution, because it's very intuitive, it's very simple to use. Everybody already use something like eBay or Amazon to create orders, so it's the same easiness, it's the same kind of interface. You click on a product catalog, you enter quantity, click on shopping cart, send the order, and that's it. So it's quite easy. So that's what you can provide to your retailers, a solution that would be very easy to use. You know, they have their cell phone, they have Facebook application, they have LinkedIn application, and just beside that, they will have WeGoTrade application or your own app, let's say ABC application. So you will be in their face every time they will have a call, and they will be able to order your product anytime from anywhere. So now, maybe some other interesting functionality on WeGoTrade. Sorry. So maybe first thing, let's say that you have maybe 300 SKU in your product catalog. Maybe it can be difficult to scroll all the products to be able to create an order. Can take some time. So and we know that the average retailer will take only 3 minutes to create the order on WeGoTrade. So once it's set up, it can be very efficient. So what the manager would do at first is to identify which of those products they order on a regular basis. So which of their products are their preferred products. So they just have to use the star here. Let's say that with that vendor, I do not order that product from that vendor, so I will take off the star here, saying that it's not anymore my preferred product. I still have the ice cream here. So I suppose that it will be warmer in the upcoming months, so maybe I will buy some ice cream. Wine, I can always buy some wine. And let's say that the milk is part of my preferred product as well. So the first thing that the manager will do when they will be invited on to buy on a specific catalog, we suggest them to identify their product catalog, their preferred product within the catalog. So they are able to activate the filter here. You see the star here. If I click on that filter here, now I can see only my preferred product. So it would be if I have a product catalog containing products, if I have 30 products that are in my preferred catalog, it can be that list of preferred product will remind me of which product I want to order from that specific vendor. Okay, so it's something very interesting. Now, something very interesting as well is the capability to change, to manage the sequence. So as a grocery manager, I would create my order for Distro Pro, walking the shelves, and I will have to enter the quantity for different products, but in a specific order. Okay, so maybe the first product I will see on the shelf will be the milk. So I would like to see the milk at first and not there. And maybe I would see the eggs on the second place. So maybe what I want to do is to take the milk and bring the milk at the top of the list. So you use the green arrow here. It's very easier to manage my own product sequence. So let's say that I want to have the eggs just after the milk. So every retailer can manage its own sequence, and it will be kept within WeGoTrade. So the retailer will specify which product are preferred. They will activate the preferred filter, and then they will manage the product sequence. So when I will want to order from Distro Pro, it will be very easy. I will click on the product catalog. I will see my preferred product in the good sequence. So I will walk through my grocery store, and I will just have to enter the quantity for each product. So this is very easy, and it will help the retailer to create the purchase order in a very efficient way. So maybe some other trick, I can do a search. Let's say that I will take off my filter here. I can do a search here. Let's say that I want to search for milk. So I have every product that are containing milk within the product code, product name, product description will appear. So I have here the ice cream and the milk, and I see as well that I have a promotion on that milk. I can as well search using the category of the product. So let's say I use that icon here. I can have different category. I can do a search using different categories. Something very interesting as well is we can, within a specific vendor catalog, like we see at this time, we can manage your own category, because a category for a vegetable distributor won't be the same as a microbrewery, for example. So we are able within the vendor section to adapt the category for your own specification. So I kept for now a function that we appreciate a lot is the capability to scan a product code. So here today we are seeing the web version, and I am simulating the mobile version. So when you will use the mobile version of WeGoTrade, this is exactly what you will see, but you will have on an iPhone or on a tablet one more icon, and that icon would be a little picture or a barcode just here beside the loop. And if I would click on the icon, that would activate my camera, just the camera of my phone or my tablet, and I would be able to scan a product code. And scanning a product code will bring the specific product directly into the page. So I'm able to use a mobile phone. Let's say I have my iPhone. I walk through my store. I scan the product code, enter the quantities. Scan a product code, enter the quantity. Scan a product code, enter the quantity. So it's very efficient to create orders using the product code scanning capability. And if you have a sales rep, for example, and sales rep have to be very efficient, you are also able to synchronize using Bluetooth connection a barcode scanner, an optical barcode scanner with your phone. So it's something very cheap. You can have it for $80 on Amazon, and you can sync your scanner with your phone. So using the optical capability of your scanner, it can be more efficient than using the camera behind your phone. So the camera behind the phone is very efficient, but using the optical scanner can be more efficient. You can have a bigger distance between the scanner and the product code, and it's a little bit faster. So for a sales rep, for example, it can be very interesting, or for a manager in the grocery store having a lot of product to order using VigoTrade. So it's something that are very, very appreciated from the retailers. So you understand that we are far from the web interface. If you imagine a retailer having to order many products from a distributor, you have to walk through the store to take note on a paper, and they have to go back in their office, log on the internet, and use a web interface. And mainly, this is what the retailer has to do today, because they don't have your app on their phone. So for them, it's much more complicated and not very interesting to use a web solution to order. So now they will have your app or VigoTrade on their phone, and it will be much more efficient to order using all those capabilities. So, okay, now we have seen the basic retailer functionality. So you saw that I can order my product, I can use my preferred product, I can see promotion. So if you create promotion in SAP Business One, it can be automatically linked to VigoTrade. So the retailer would see the promotion automatically within the platform. So let's say that you are in the food and beverages industry, and you have some product you want to push in the market, because those products won't be good for, let's say, 3 more days. So you want them to be shipped in the next day. So you create a big promotion, and automatically all the retailers that you have invited on that specific catalog will receive an email saying that product is on promotion, click here to order. So it's very efficient. You won't have it with any other kind of solution. So now I would like to talk to you about more advanced functionality for the retailer. So I'm saying for the retailer, but you understood that it's for the sales rep at the same time. All the functionality I just presented to you are available to your sales rep at the same time, because let's say that I am a sales rep, I use my cell phone, I choose the retailer, and then I see the product catalog, and I'm doing exactly what I have just shown you about all the ordering capability. So as a sales rep, I can mark which product are my preferred. I can manage a sequence and everything. So now I would like to show you how you can, as the retailer or the sales rep, manage the inventory, the retailer inventory. Sorry. So let's say that I activate the inventory management option. So you have an icon here. I just have to click on the icon. So you can see that I have one more box here. It's the inventory box. So before I go there, you see here I have a little eye. That little eye is to give more information. If I click on the eye, I can have some information about the product. So the minimum quantity, maximum quantity, unit of measure, price, discount, description, UPC code, and so on. And if you need more information on that section, we can do it. We can do it to respond to your specific needs. So if now I click on the icon here, I can first I will have a graph for that specific product. I have a graph showing my past orders. So for that specific product, my banana, I see what I have ordered in the last 90 days. So I have a graph for that. So it can be very helpful to help me to order, to know what quantity I should order for that specific product. Just in that section here, you can see that I explained you that as a vendor, you are able to specify for each retailer what is the delivery schedule. So it can be done within the ERP, and we can receive that information automatically. So here, as the retailer, I can see that Distro Pro, the vendor, scheduled the delivery has been for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So what I want to do here, as the retailer or the sales rep, I want to specify what is the target inventory for those specific delivery. So let's say that on Friday, this is my delivery for the product I will sell on the weekend. So maybe I want to have more product because I sell a lot of banana on weekend. So let's say that I will put here 220 for the delivery for as being my target inventory for the delivery on Friday. So once I've done that, let's say that I will choose a delivery on Friday. And let's say that I do my inventory count for that specific product. And let's say that I have 40 on the shelves. So the system will only use the targeted inventory and the current inventory level, and will suggest me to order 180 of that product. So I just have to click on the green arrow here, and that will put the right quantity within the ordered box and within the shopping cart. So it can seem something very simple, but if a manager is able to specify for each product and for each delivery date what is the target inventory, from now on, it would be very easy for anyone within the store to create order, because they would have to only to take the phone. They won't have to have any knowledge of the business. They will just take the phone, click on the preferred product because this is the list of the product I want to buy. I just have to go through the store. I enter the I choose the delivery date. I enter the inventory, and then I use the suggested quantity. So if a retailer use that functionality, they would be able to have anyone within the store to capable to order to any vendor anytime. So you can as well, for example, imagine that you could do business with a big restaurant chain, for example. Maybe that big restaurant chain would like to have, instead of using WeGoTrade to enter inventory manually, they would like to have the inventory level directly linked coming from the point of sale system. So it's something that we could do, for example. So we could have the inventory level of the retailer, and then we would be able to create the order automatically. So this is, you have to keep in mind that we are the owner of the application, we are the developer, so we can do, if we are able to talk about something, we are able to develop it. So we do some new functionality implementation twice a week on the platform. So you will see that you will have more and more of very interesting functionality. So this is about it for the main functionality. Just let me go through my notes to be sure I do not forget something. Okay, so this is the main functionality for ordering. Now, if I go within the menu, the main menu here, I can see that it can be in French, it can be in English, so it's very easy. And we're working on a Spanish version, so you will see a Spanish version probably within the upcoming months. You have as well here in the main menu, I can have my order history. So the retailer can see the order history, or the sales rep as well. If he use, if the sales rep is associated with that retailer, he can use his mobile phone and he can see the order history. So let's say I click on a specific order, and then I have the detail of that order. And I can have information about my profile, my company, and I can as well create other users for that specific store. So as a retailer, maybe I have 3 different users that will have to create orders using WeGoTrade. So I can only create other accounts here. And maybe as a store owner, I have more than one store. So instead of having to connect to be logged on WeGoTrade using different user accounts, I can have many stores with the same user account. So an owner of 5 different restaurants, for example, can have access to those 5 different restaurants. So before creating an order, they would do the same as a retailer. They would do the same as a sales rep. They would have to select the retailer for which they want to create orders. So it would be that simple. And then that's about it.
Does anybody have any questions? You've got the chat box if you can't unmute your phone from the little table there. I had muted out some phones. What were the questions we had this morning, Jacques, that maybe we could recap on? There was that Mustafa was asking. I thought it was interesting. I didn't take it down though.
Do you remember the question, Tracy?
No, that's it. He had asked an interesting question, but I couldn't remember what it was. But
oh yes, okay, I remember now. He asked me if, for example, when a retailer is using WeGoTrade on his mobile phone, does he have to synchronize it once a day, or
that's it. Yeah, because he saw this app as being used for his salespeople.
Yeah.
He said, if my salespeople use this, and I thought that was an interesting perspective of seeing it. And he asked if they could take off with their phone and take their orders during the day and synchronize when they got back. That's it.
That's it. So, using the old technology, that's what they would have to do. They would have a device, they would create orders, and then they would come back to their head office, and they would have to put their device somewhere to synchronize it with your ERP. So they don't have to do that with WeGoTrade. So a sales rep, for example, will have WeGoTrade on his cell phone, and everything will be synchronized with ACP Business One, because for sure we will work with Forgestic to work on the integration between WeGoTrade and ACP Business One. So we will be able to push the purchase order directly into ACP Business One. And on the other side, from ACP Business One, we will receive on WeGoTrade your customer list, your sales rep identification. We will receive the product list, the price list per customer, the delivery schedule, the preferred product for each retailer, and so on. So everything will be synchronized. So when a specific retailer will create an order, they will see the good price list, and as soon as they click on transmit order, the order will be pushed directly into ACP Business One. So everything is synchronized between WeGoTrade and ACP Business One.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So look, everybody, if nobody has any questions, maybe we'd want to give an idea, just a basic idea of price. I know that it's personal to each type of company for the way they're set up and sort of thing.
Yes.
But, just to give us an idea.
Yes, so we will have some fee on WeGoTrade side and on the Forgestic side as well, because they would work on the integration and they will work with you to maybe define your specific needs. But for the basic solutions, let's say that we have on the WeGoTrade side annual fee of $300. We will have ACP Business One integration fee of $2,500 as the annual fee, and $500 as the maintenance fee. And for each sales rep, we will have a fixed fee of $75 per month. And if you want to do business with retailers, because we don't know how a retailer will use the platform, will it be twice a day? Will it be once a month? So we have a fee per transaction. So it's a fee per purchase order. So every time you will receive a purchase order by a retailer, it will be 94 cents. So it's quite simple. For the retailer, everything is free. They will be able to download the WeGoTrade app or your own app on WeGoTrade, on the App Store or on Google Play. And this is basically that. And if you want the white label version, so there is some additional fee, and we can have some discussion about that.
Okay, good. So what I want to show everybody, Jacques, I'm just going to retake the screen because I want to show people the contact in case somebody wants make presenter. Here we go. Hang on here. There we go. So if anybody wants a demo, can you see my screen? So if anybody's interested or has more questions for your company, wants a demo, excuse me, Jacques and I, we can set something up for you. So there's my email and my phone number, and you've got Jacques as well for WeGoTrade. So feel free to give us a shout. Thanks everybody for assisting. And our next webinar, which is going to be back onto the SAP tips and tricks, is on March 15th after the spring break. So thanks everybody. Thanks so much, Jacques. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time. Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.